Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about, well, first the title of the video today will be The Silence of the Scapegoat and the Silence of the Children. And I'm going to talk about a subject which is not a very, well, how can I say, not a very nice one. But I'm going to talk about what bondage of love and bondage of the will in the children is, or meant. So we know that the children are born without a free will. They have a bondage of love toward their parent. It's made up of different parts, and I'm not going to go through it. But as we know, this bondage of love not only lasts in childhood, from the day the baby is born up to 6-7 years old, but we can see that this bondage of love or bondage of the will actually is a long-lasting one. And I'm talking in the context of abuse, in which, as we can see here in YouTube and in the narcissistic survivor community, most of the people talking about abuse are not young. I mean, sorry girls and boys. You know, they start seeing and waking up, some at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So this bondage of the will is a long-lasting one. And people wake up and start talking far later in life, after the abuse has been done to them. Even now, even today, they are resistant to talk about it. But finally, they're free and can talk about it. It is very, when I see young people waking up earlier in life, that's a good sign. But I'm going to talk today about filicide. And filicide comes from the Latin word filius and filia, son and daughter. And side mean the killing, the murder of children. In the hands, of course, of mother, father, and sometimes in the hands of both parents. So it's not a nice statistic what I'm talking today, because it's going to be the statistic here in Australia. So we have a little study done, and it says that from, let me see my notes, from 1997 to 2008, 239 children died in the hands of their parents. 239 children in 11 years. That's awful. And this 11 years statistic says that fathers are responsible for 140 deaths, and mothers are responsible for 127 children deaths. So mothers don't go far behind in this awful statistic. So I'm going to talk about what I think bondage of love and bondage of the will. So as we know, bondage means state of slavery. When one doesn't have free will, and of course children don't have that, because they are subjects of the parent. From the moment they're born up to, 7 years old, of course more, but let's say 7 years old, in which you start comparing, you could speak out a bit, but still you are the subject of your parents. And you are under the bondage of love. You love your parent. You are born with that. It's part of the instinct. So it's very, very difficult to break this bondage of love, even when the parents are torturing, they are abusing mentally, physically, the children. Well, let me see my note here. So we have a lot of cases, as we can see here in Australia as well. And apparently there is around 27 children who dies at the hands of the parent each year. And that will include as well, not only the physical, like the attack, the physical attack that causes death, but also neglect, malnourishment, and which is again just a criminal act. So we have Daisy Freeman, 4 years old, killed by her father. She was thrown through a bridge by her father. We have Bradley, 4 years old, killed by his father. And we have the death of 8 children in Cairns by the mother. And she was deemed to be mentally ill. And so it says that 17% of the filicides also involve the suicide of the parent. And we have 24 mothers who killed themselves after killing the children. And we have 16 fathers who did the same. Let me see again in here. Now, of course, a statistic will tell you about the children who died in gruesome ways that are undeniable crimes. But we have heard from commentators, and I'm going on to name them, but I have read comments and commented with someone on the Sue's Journey videos. And this commentator was bringing up when the parent puts you in a situation that can cause death by accident. Of course, at the end of the day, there will be this situation will be deemed to be an accident and the parent can go free. Yet, he is direct responsible. So, we have again the case of Keisha Waypack, who was killed by her mom. And Keisha was a lovely angel, and she spoke out, even if she was only 6 years old. And I'm pretty sure she didn't do that to put her mom in trouble, but because it hurt, as her mom used to burn her with cigarette butts. Still, she was given back to her mom, who killed her later on. And we have the case of Jasmine Akar, 2 years old, killed by her father, who went on Facebook to say that he was about to kill his child. In a lot of cases, the psychopath is brought up due to a situation of separation in which the partner is losing control over wife or husband, and they want to get back at them. They want revenge. So basically these people are psychopaths, narcissistic psychopaths, criminal minds, and this situation brought about due that they're losing control over the victim or target. It could be a woman, it could be a man, as we can see. And let me see. So we can see that this bondage of love is a bondage of the will, and we can see that it takes a long time to break that, as we can see in the videos of people who have been terribly abused in all sorts of ways, and people don't dare to speak up, don't dare to break that will, that bondage. And get their free will back. And that is what's happening in the community. People are breaking this bondage. And they're breaking free. Finally. So in the case of children, my thoughts are that we need to have this duty of care. If we know of someone suffering, especially the children, if they're suffering abuse of any sort, if they're sad and we don't understand why, and we need to put on a good word. We need to keep our eyes open. We know that this bondage of the will is a bondage of silence. And we need to be the voice of the one we see around. Now, it's not only about children, but if we know about someone who is a teenager as well, or if we know someone who is an adult and has suffered abuse, we need to put on a good word. We need to be there for them. And that is what I call our duty of care. So today the subject was very sad, but it is an important part of what is the narcissistic and psychological and also criminal that we see around. So bye for now, and I will put later on in the comment section the helpline, the Australian one. But if you know of any helpline for children, just please put it in the comment below. That would be good. Thank you, and bye for now.